Hello, my name is Dr. Nils Mueller-Kronast. I'm the Regional Stroke Director for Tenet South Florida and a member of the Advanced Neuroscience Network, which is a collaboration between physicians and hospital working to improve the care for neuroscience patients in South Florida. I'd like to talk to you about how we can together improve the stroke process for our patients. As you all know, stroke is arguably the logistically most challenging condition to treat. Time is brain, and the clock starts ticking at the time of symptom onset, with about 1.9 million nerve cells lost every minute for an average stroke. Since 1996, the treatment with intravenous clot busting has become standard of care. And we have, over time, learned that not just the treatment itself, but also the speed of treatment is tremendously important. In the first 90 minutes, you only need to treat 4.5 patients to have one near normal outcome. In the second 90 minutes, this treatment effect goes down to the point that you need to treat 9 patients to have one near normal outcome, and it decays further from there. So it is utmost important that you treat patients as early as possible when they arrive in the hospital. We have made tremendous treatment advance over the past years. Door-to-needle times have dramatically reduced to the point that now almost all patients are treated under an hour from arrival. Within the system of care, it's important to recognize that hospitals have different capabilities. A primary stroke center can only offer intravenous thrombolysis. A comprehensive stroke center can offer the same, but in addition offers catheter-based treatment options such as mechanical embolectomy with a solitaire device, which as of February of 2015 has now become the new standard of care. The system of care now needs to improve how patients get triaged to either a primary or a comprehensive stroke center. As of 2015, we have learned from a number of research trials, one of which is the SWIFT Prime trial, one of which is the ESCAPE trial, and one of which is the Extend-IA trial, that mechanical embolectomy significantly improves outcome and reduces fatality in patients with severe stroke. Therefore, patients with severe stroke should now be directly routed to a center that is capable of those interventions, called a comprehensive stroke center. The Rapid Arterial Occlusion Evaluation Scale allows us to classify the stroke severity from a score from 0 to 9. A score of 5 or greater is associated with a high probability of a treatable large vessel occlusion. Those patients should be transferred directly to a comprehensive stroke center by EMS. This is Ed. He's our patient today. He will help us showcase the use of the score. The team in Spain has developed a helpful mobile app that allows us to score the patient with the help of a website wherever you are. It's called the RACE scale. It helps us by picking the side of the weakness and then identifying where the patient may be affected. The web address for the website that is used to score stroke patients is called rccc.eu/race. You can save a hyperlink to your phone and use it at any time when you encounter a stroke patient. Well, I'm going to use the score with Ed. Mm-hmm. Ed, can you tell me what's wrong with you?
I was I can't.
Perfect. Ed, so I'm going to ask you to smile for me. Can you give me a good smile?
Aye.
So Ed has a minimal facial asymmetry and scores a 0 on the score. There is also helpful instructions on the website that teaches you how to score the patient. Ed, I'm going to ask you to lift your arm up and keep it up for 10 seconds. We'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you again score 0 on the score. Then with a leg, I'm going to ask you to lift your right leg up in the air and keep it up there for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Again, a score of 0. Now I'm going to ask you to look to the left and right sides to score the gaze deviation. First look to the left, and now look all the way to the right. Thank you. Again, no gaze deviation, so your score is a 0. And even though Ed has a speech problem, we'll ask him to perform a task. And it asks you, close your eyes, please. And now lift your right arm and make a fist. Open your hand and make a fist. So he scores only one item because he was unable to open and close the fist. He gets a race score of 1, and the app calculates that for you. Now we're going to have Colleen help us demonstrate a patient with left-sided weakness. Fortunately, she's not had a stroke, but she'll help us demonstrate the symptoms. So I'm going to ask you to smile for me. Try to smile for me. A patient with left-sided weakness has flattening of the left nasolabial fold and movement on the right side. For the sake of argument, we're going to score her with a score of 1 on the application. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the left arm. I'm going to ask you to lift your left arm for me and maintain it for 10 seconds. Okay, maintain your arm for 10 seconds. She cannot maintain her arm at all and gets a score of 2. Now I'm going to ask you to lift your left leg up for me and maintain it for 5 seconds. Lift your left leg up. I'm going to help you lift it up. And try to keep your leg up. Her leg falls immediately, and she gets a score of 2. And then we're going to evaluate for gaze deviation. So I'm going to ask you to look first to the right side. Follow my finger. And now follow the finger. And you can see that she's not looking to the left side. So she has a left-sided gaze palsy, and she gets a score of 1. And then we're going to test for agnosia. Okay, Colleen, whose arm is this? Whose arm is this?
Yours.
Okay, so she does not recognize her arm. And now we're going to test. Can you clap your hands for me? So a patient with agnosia will not recognize the weakness and will try to clap. This calculates to a score of 8. This is a patient with a high probability of a large vessel occlusion, more than 65% predictive probability, and this patient should be directed directly to a comprehensive stroke center for potential stroke intervention. The use of this score allows us to identify patients with a high probability of large vessel occlusion. A race score of 5 or greater is associated with a very high probability of an occlusion that can be treated with a stent retriever. Those patients should be directed to a comprehensive stroke center that has those treatment capabilities. Thank you very much for helping us improve stroke care for our patients in South Florida.